You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
SWAT Roofing would like to share some crucial information that is misunderstood by 60 to 70% of homeowners. Did you know that a damaged roof by hail or wind, in many incidents, can actually lower your premium instead of raising it when filing an insurance claim? After your new roof goes on, many premium-rated companies will want your policy to be with them and will offer the new incentives to get it. SWAT is a debt-free company with over 18 years in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We believe in helping you fully understand the interpretation of your policy and the way it can work in your favor. Call today or go online at www.swatcontracting.com, or for a free roof inspection, call 214-449-9983. Did you know that your physical health plays a big role in your mental health? Healthy minds and healthy bodies go hand in hand. The problem for many is finding the time and getting the results they want. X-Force Body is perfect for people with busy schedules, with a mission to inspire you to become leaner, stronger, and in the process healthier. X-Force Body coaches will encourage, motivate, and inspire you through every workout, helping you achieve the results you desire. Learn more about X-Force Body at the grand opening of their new location in South Tampa on May 8th from 5 to 7 p.m. For more information, visit www.xforcebody.com.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Werner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Werner.
Hi, we're back, and thanks for waiting. And if you're just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity. My name is Tiffany Werner. I am a licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host, and happy 4th of July. We have a disabled veteran, female veteran, and she's here to tell her story about how trauma has affected her, and as well, and not only things that can happen during war that can affect people serving our country, but as well as what treatment modalities and coping skills really help and can be helpful. And we want to explore every option here, and especially on Moments of Clarity throughout there's so many different things that people can do to alleviate mental health issues and mental health problems. And I love that we can really cover a wide spread of things that are for self-care and for awareness and to help people get through really hard times. And I want to welcome back to Moments of Clarity, Rachel Shri Kristine. And thank you so much, Rachel. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.
And thank you for your service, and happy 4th of July. So to recap, Rachel was basically telling us that she was one of three females in a squadron of over 60, I guess. And there's a lot of sexual harassment and things back then, especially, and that it wasn't quite easy to get her job done. But she's not the kind of girl that doesn't stand up for herself, right, Rachel?
I used to be the kind of girl that doesn't stand up for herself.
Oh, okay. So,
yeah.
You molded and shredded that layer of.
definitely. I call it like peeling the onion back, like from Shrek and the donkey. Like those layers aren't mine anymore.
I was thinking like molting like a snake skin, but I'm thinking like whatever of shame or of fear. So I'm going to welcome callers to call in 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. And so this was like, I'm just going to ask him some questions, and if you don't want to answer them, you always don't have to. Yeah. But you were telling me that you transferred cargo back and forth, and it was right before 9/11. And then at first it was regular cargo, food and supplies and things. After 9/11, what you were transporting was a lot different. And you were saying it was people and probably not living anymore, and their friends and injured and wounded. And you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So after the war was going for a little bit, the first few planes that came back they were called transfer cases, which are big silver metal boxes, and inside of those would be a dead soldier coming back. And
a dead soldier? It's called a transfer case?
It's called a transfer case, yeah. And each one of those soldiers coming back had an escort with them. And that escort was usually a buddy of theirs, somebody that knew them from the war. And
so they were probably devastated.
Yeah. And they couldn't show it. They had to be strong. But you could see it in their eyes that, like, they weren't okay. Like, they weren't sad openly or crying openly or anything like that. But, how could you escort your friend back? Either maybe they saw them die, maybe they didn't, but escorting them all the way back to America without any emotion and having to be strong, like, that's what affects me, is like, what happened to those guys? Like,
how did they do it? I wonder. I don't know. If I get to that point where I just want to cry, I can't hold back. I'm like, just comes out.
That's us highly sensitive people, but in the military, they don't give you the space to have those feelings. You don't have.
What happens to somebody if they do cry?
I don't think I ever saw a male cry the entire time I was in the military. I saw females cry, and I cried a lot, and I was definitely tortured for crying, for being so emotional. Yeah, it's definitely in wartime is completely different than maybe, I guess we're still in wartime, but you're really just not given the space to cope, to handle. You're working 14, 16-hour days if you're not even deployed, let alone if you're deployed, it might be 24 hours. So there's no space or time. You just push it into your body somewhere and deal with it later. And that's when panic attacks happen and PTSD and all the other mental disabilities that a lot of veterans have that you can't see them physically, but they're still coping with every day.
Yeah. It must be really hard, and so watching that is traumatic for anyone. I mean, just being a witness to that had to have been really difficult.
Yeah, and witnessing those same guys say goodbye to their families as they're going downrange, putting on that brave face to say goodbye to their kids and their wives, because in the beginning of the war, it was mostly men that were going downrange, and I'm a super sensitive, emotional person, and I didn't give myself space or even really acknowledge that until recently when I started my healing path. And watching those guys put on the brave face for their kids, and then watching them get on the plane and just seeing them like broken, and not knowing if they're going to come back, like not knowing if they're coming back on in 6 months on a plane where they're going to walk off, or are they coming back in a few weeks in a transfer case that I'm going to have to help carry off.
Right.
Like, which way are they coming back?
And, I can never watch one of those commercials or moments where, they surprise them on the pitcher's mound and the kids go running up and they don't realize that it's actually their parent or whatever. So if we can't even watch a commercial like that, I can imagine what you went through.
Yeah. And that's what being stationed at Ramstein, and even now in Ramstein, Germany, is difficult, I think, even for non-military, because that's the biggest hospital outside of where the war is happening. So a lot of people get sent there first to get stabilized before they get sent back to the United States. And those people, when they show up to the hospital, if they survive, they have nothing. They don't have clothes. Their clothes were cut off of them. They don't have toothbrushes. They don't have headphones to listen to music. They don't have anything. So when they're stable enough to be like wheelchair down, they'll take them to, you could kind of look at it like a Target on base. It's like a store, and they're just being wheeled around with like head wraps and like maybe missing limbs, and there's families in there doing their like weekly shopping, and kids in there, and moms, and like you don't know if their dads or moms are deployed, and like what does that do when you're scared about your significant other or your parent, and then you see this injured person just being pushed around inside the store.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot. And if for some people it's not. For some people they're easy, and they just look at it and like they don't get or they're desensitized to it. They don't
some people don't have a lot of or as much remorse or empathy. Different personalities, different personality disorders, or not even disorders. Some people can look at something and feel less remorse or even or less empathy. Like if somebody's a bit narcissistic or has narcissistic tendencies or is narcissist and like is a narcissist, the level of empathy is null. Like, and they feel entitled, and so it would be hard for them to look at something and be like, I wonder, or that must be hard for them to have to go through that. They're not capable to have that.
Yeah. And, like, some people could have went through exactly what I went through and come out perfectly fine and unaffected. And for me, it affected me deeply. So,
well, when you went in, did you expect to go to combat?
No. When I went in the military, like I said, I had a difficult relationship with my parents, and I tried to move back home, and it didn't work. My mom she was trying to like control my life again and give me curfews, and I'd already been living on my own, and I was like, this isn't working. And I'd grown up military, so I thought, I'll just do that. That's fine. And I just needed a job and a place to live. And I was like, sweet, I get a paycheck and a job and a place to live. And my dad had been in the first Gulf War, so I was like, that's not going to happen again. I was 18. I didn't think about war. And then it happened, and I was like, well, that sucks.
I've talked to quite a few people that were that served in our country in one way or the other after 9/11. Mm-hmm. Some people weren't even all the way through medical school and pushed as a medic out there. Some was, and they suffered from severe post-traumatic stress from witnessing things that they were never prepared for at all. Because I don't know that a lot of people expected. Well, nobody expected that, but that I think a lot of people go into the service because of the benefits and because, the insurance and the school and everything, and thinking like, what are the chances of war? And then, the Twin Towers get attacked. And so, who sees that coming, It's all about that.
Because it was, like 11 years or something between the two wars, or 9 years? So, like, I remember it as a child, but it wasn't really real to me, the first Gulf War. But, I definitely did not expect it at all. It was a bad job before the war started.
It's crazy, even just thinking of 9/11, I mean, it was so surreal for everyone that was there for that. I mean, we could get into stories of, everyone knows where we were the day that happened. Yeah. And how we felt completely, at least I don't even know. I'm speechless now, even thinking about it. But when the second plane hit, I remember not even knowing what to think. It's just like, is this a movie? Are we watching something that's not real? Watching? Yeah. 866-826-1340 if you want to call in and join the conversation or add something to the story or our talk or your opinion or anything. 866-826-1340. Happy 4th of July, everyone. And this is Moments of Clarity. And I have Rachel Shri Kristine, female veteran, discussing post-traumatic stress and how it can happen even without having to go to combat. But just to recap, in the Air Force, transfer cases of dead soldiers and back and forth. I don't know about you guys, but that would be traumatic for me and for most people.
Yeah.
Because no one wants to see that. No one wants to go through that. And no one wants to, I mean, it's awful. And if someone doesn't think so, then get help.